Well, good morning. You're on with Big J, and you know what time it is. It's time to talk sports, news, and information. I want to say thank you to all those who have subscribed to this amazing channel. You are amazing. We want to say that if you are interested in subscribing, go over and down and hit that red subscription button. Go over to your right and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when we upload new content. Then go down below and smash that like button. There's something about that like button that YouTube's algorithm loves and it knows you're here. Also, do us a favor, leave an amazing comment. We really appreciate you because if you talk to us, we'll talk back. We're willing to dialogue. So I'm excited again to be on to talk about what's going on. Don't forget to go to our community and look at the latest post. One of them there is of our other channel to where there's meditation and relaxation music to where you can just sit back, close your eyes, you'll be sleeping 5 minutes. I go to sleep to the things that I create every night. It's just amazing. But anyway, let's get back to the narrative. I want to say thank you to a subscriber who let us know when we first started this journey that there's valuable information and we depend on our team, those who are in the chat and those who are our subscribers. And we started to do that and it made a great difference. That's Juliet Copeland. Thank you so much. I see you representing in the channel. I see you talking. I see you dialoguing. You give us information. Thank you so much again. That's Juliet Copeland. Also, if you would like to follow us on all social media, you know already. Most of you have already written it down. We can be found on YouTube at Big J Let's Talk, Twitter at Big J Let's Talk, also Facebook business page at Big J Let's Talk. All right, so it's everywhere. If you have a hard time, just Google and you'll find it. You're gonna say, "Ooh, our channel is big." That's right. That's right. And if you're on Instagram, I do this one different because that is different. That is Big J Let's. If you're on Instagram, Big J Let's. Okay, back to the topic at hand. Um, I want to talk about Tia and Tina Clayton. If you guys from Jamaica send me another or awesome information about what's up and coming in that amazing island, I'm gonna scream. As I begin to do my research and my study on these amazing women, it just blew me out the water. And what do you mean, Big J? There's something about the understanding of development. And I always write this in the community post. I hope you read the community post. They're very enlightening. And I always say that through the challenge of failure, success is born. You're looking at two amazing young girls who has an amazing mother. I hope you go read their autobiography and just learn these two young ladies and their mom. Their mom is the best. She said, "Them girls," but when I was reading and watching Mom, it was just incredible. I'm telling you, I see now what's birthed out of Jamaica is because of hard work, perseverance, and willing to go beyond what's in front of you. And let me tell you why I say that. She said that her family used to go to bed to sugar and water, and that's all they had. They would get up, go to school, come back home, sugar and water. Do you understand what it meant to be economic challenged, to where you had nothing that the other kids had? And when you look at the impoverished situation, you ask yourself, how do they, without arguing, without fighting, without causing problems, begin to develop and grow up as great such athletes? And that's because of the challenges that they face. They no longer want to go back and live that life, and they want to produce for their parents who took care of them. Man, this is awesome. Man, keep them coming. And I'm not being selective. I'm only doing what the room asks. I'm sorry. If you're from another country, hey, put it in there. We're going to talk about it. And you know what? Thank God we're starting to get other people to say, Big J, go look at this person. Big J, go look at that person. But let me tell you what the young lady's personal challenge is. It's each other. When they're on the field now, I understand the amazing three women of Jamaica. They're challenging each other. There's no internal combustion. There's no fighting. There's no nothing. It's simply challenging. And when you look at the twins, Tia and Tina, guess what they're doing? They always come in the meet and finish together. Why? Because they're not challenging the field. They're challenging each other. Remember the quote that we did about blossoming? You don't want to look and see what's to your left and right. You want to only know that my sister is there and who's going to make it to the finish line first. See, that's how we should be in life. There should be a mark. There should be a goal. You should never wake up with an idle mind. You should never wake up just looking to compete against someone else or hurt someone else to do something ignorant. But what we should do is we should look within ourselves, find the value to create that which no one else can touch. Ooh, I got to say that one again. Create the value in which no one else can touch. See, Big J's not anything special. My voice, my talk, my demeanor, it's nothing. But what it is here, there is a genuine concern and care for the people who produce value and tell us what they want to see. And I'm like, okay, who are these twin girls? But when I begin to break their life down and I begin to study them and I begin to look at how they push themselves beyond the coach's narrative, beyond the field of play narrative, they always want to finish together. They want to finish together. And this is what they say. As long as I see my sister, I'm all right. Do we have people like that in our lives? That we can look over and see them and say, I'm all right? It's hard to trust people today. There's a Judas in every crowd. It's hard to trust people today. But when you look over and you can say, I see my sister, we're all right. And there's no one else in their sight. And they're just blowing the track out. Now I understand Miss Elaine, Miss Price, and Miss Jackson. There's something that's developed within the state of economic challenges to where individuals say, I no longer want to live like that. So we're going to build a dynasty among ourselves. And that's what these young ladies are doing. They're building a dynasty among themselves. That's amazing. And I want to say again, salute to these amazing two young ladies because they are amazing. They are amazing. We can learn so much from these stories. We can learn how to survive. We can learn how to make it. We can learn how to not deal with distractions. In the Bible, there's a man by the name of Nehemiah. And I know some of you don't want to hear it, but I have to do what I do and what's in me. I'm sorry if I offend you. And Nehemiah had a burden for the walls of Jerusalem. Anytime you don't have a burden for something, you will never rise beyond where you are. If poverty does not afflict you or does not make you become or cause you to be burdened, something is wrong. Anytime there's a way to change things and there's a God to bring about change, and we choose to stay in the same place, that's just us. But I don't want to deal with that. But again, so Nehemiah got a bunch of people, and they began to build the walls of Jerusalem. In one hand, they had a hammer and tools. In the other hand, they had the word of God. See, no matter what we do, and I believe these mothers raise these young ladies to understand that there is a value in God. So in one hand, keep your track shoes on, young ladies. In the other hand, realize that God has been there all the time. So in the midst of adversities, in the midst of struggles, watch this. There's always an outside enemy. And it's usually three or more, right? So there were some men called Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem. They sent a letter to Nehemiah and say, come down and talk to us. See, the enemy, the only way he can engage you, he needs you to talk to him. Some of us need to stop talking and just run. Oh, did I just say that? Shakari Richardson, I'm sorry. Stop talking and just run. I'm giving my narrative. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. But I'm just giving you the narrative of what I'm reading and what I'm finding out about everyone who's successful. Stop talking and just do it. Just do it. All right? So guess what? Nehemiah wrote a letter back to them and he said this. I'm doing what? No, he said this. Why should the work of the Lord? See, first of all, the things that are given to us is not about us. It's to help someone else. All right? Why should the work of the Lord cease while I come down and see about you in your mess and your distractions? See, the moment you fight, then it becomes yours. But the moment you give it over to a higher power, it don't belong to you. So they're not fighting against you, they're fighting against your God. So guess what? These young ladies learn. Let's isolate ourselves positively and let's focus on what's ahead of us. Let's be tunnel vision. And this is what the mom taught them through the adversity of sugar and water. Sugar and water. Could you imagine that? Having babies, having kids, and they have to go to sleep and they only have sugar and water. Mm, I guess that's amazing, and that's something else. Sugar and water. So don't forget to go by our social media pages. You have the name already, and become a part of following us there also. The more I read about these young people, the more personal it becomes because I see my own life and their stories. I'm able to rise above and achieve knowing that if God can do it for these individuals, he can do it for me. So we want to thank you for being on with Big J again. And we thank you for being a part of our social media narrative. Here where we bring you sports, news, and information. We are excited. Why? Because there is value in the channel of Big J. Let's talk. Remember this, I'm nothing without you. We need each other. Be blessed.